Okay, hopefully this is, yeah, it's in focus. It looks great. Okay, so just been like kind of falling off of my workout game. Not kind of, totally. I injured my back, just being like dumb, I think. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just tweaked it, and then I have gotten it back to a point where it's doing pretty good. And like it only hurts if I'm really bad on posture and like yard work, stuff like that or whatever. But now it's one of those things when I was working out every day or like sometimes twice a day, I always told myself I'd never be one of those guys that falls off. It doesn't work out all the time. And then here I am, it's been 3 weeks and I've only worked out a couple times, and I know it's not like crazy for most people. They're like, yeah, you're still pretty fit. I still have muscle definition, but I just went to the gym and like I could physically feel a difference. And I not only didn't lift as much as I normally did, but there's something about having the injured back that put me in a spot where I didn't want to push myself too hard as to get injured again. There's like a certain amount of fear there, a certain amount of, mental block. I gotta now work back through, and I'm really, really overly cautious with good form, even on the bench or especially anything with back or legs. So now I have an even better excuse to never do leg day, so because I don't want to get injured again. But I think for sure, I remember when I was first starting out working out, I kind of felt like I do now. Like there was a timidness. I didn't feel as aggressive. I was scared of hurting myself. And the injury I got is such a little tiny one. It's just like the way Kyle explained it, my muscles are just like tensed up. It's not even a bad break or a serious disc injury or anything like that. So I'm in no place to talk for people who have legit hardcore injuries, but just I don't want to live in fear, not only in fitness and when I'm working out, but also in other areas of like trying to create new videos and get out there and do that kind of stuff, or expand how I do ministry and like share my faith with people through the sauna ice bath or through channels like this. Those kind of things, because of past trauma or bad experiences, just like my back tweak injury affecting my workout, I have these rejections from trying to tell people about faith and it just being not a good conversation, or trying businesses and having so many failed. I've had so many differently failed businesses that I am scared now that this next thing I'm going to do is also going to fail, and that I'm a failure because my business has failed, when in reality I just have to fail until I succeed. And that's the same thing with this back injury, is I now have to continue rebuilding properly with good form and good clenching and hinging in my hips. I have to rebuild. And I have to keep going to failure, and it's going to feel weird because I'm doing lower weights, but I'm feeling different areas of my body work than before. And I think that's kind of the same thing with the business side of things now. Instead of just running, gunning it, very unofficial, I'm doing it more by the book and carefully, and we're praying about all the business decisions we do, which is just so weird and foreign to me, to bring something totally not tangible to the average person without a real understanding of God, to just pray and then be like, okay, now we're going to do business things hoping that we, are still in line with God, which according to hardcore Christians, every business, whether you're Christian or not, is going to be impacted by God and his will. And so there's an argument to be made that everyone is dealing with that, whether they give him credit for it or not, the good and the bad. But I think for us personally to be kind of proactive about that is so cool. So I'm really stoked. We're kind of hoping that the Hot Prayer Night ministry type, just prayer, not so much religion, kind of catapults into something greater than just us and our trailer. As cool as Dips and Drips is, and the ice bath experience, health benefits, communal aspect, hopefully money, we want that all to fund this ministry thing, which is really the ultimate goal because nothing else matters anyway. So if we can have something that is similar, I hope, rejuvenation, that like me recovering my back, but also having a business that kind of takes off and does cool stuff like that too. So super casual video. I didn't really have a plan for this. I just haven't talked to the camera in a while, and I feel like a lot is happening, and I hold myself to a very high standard of video creation, where if it's not like my best, then I don't want to post it or even bother filming it. But I'm just going to do, while I'm in here already doing my sauna, I figured this is a good time to do a little sauna talk. So hopefully you guys love the updates, or find some sort of inspiration from just this metaphor and where I'm at and what I'm dealing with like my little back injury. And hopefully it makes a difference in your life. I think that's the goal of why I even want to share this stuff in general, is because there's so many videos like this, even just these candid one-shot videos, that help me just understand that other people think like me, that are outside my circle, and they have zero impact on whether or not they have zero skin in the game on whether or not they tell me nice things. Like, friends are going to be nice to you for the most part because they have to, and they feel bad telling you what it is, or telling you like it is. Whereas there's people on the internet just kind of putting things out there, and they're like, hey, who sees it, and it doesn't really matter. And there's a certain honesty or truth, like the filter's removed, because it's just like, this is what it is, and this is what works and doesn't work, and hopefully it can help you. What's up?
Yeah.
Sweet. We're good. I just want to make sure she didn't sleep through her meeting. Love you. Huh? I don't know. All right. Totally lost my train of thought now. But, yeah, I think, it'd be super cool is to do a full podcast in the sauna. We'll do our Monday night prayers. Sometimes they'll last like an hour long, sometimes 2 hours. So, I mean, we got podcast energy in us, If we could just that's what I like about this manual lens, is I think it just works better adapting quicker, because it took like no time at all to get unfoggy, and then because it's such a wide angle, I could just get 1 or 2 of these in here and we could run a full podcast. I think that'd be sick, But I think this video has just become like kind of, I hope it finds some random people scrolling through their algorithm. Yeah, I hope you find some sort of comfort, maybe a little motivation or a little fire for overcoming that area in your life where you're experiencing those trauma blocks or those pain blocks from something physical that happened to you. I just hope that it finds you and you go, oh, cool, there's other people working through that. I see a lot of the guys, I'm not going to mention them or their stories, but a lot of the guys that come in to do those Monday nights and they just share what's going on, they're dealing with the same thing. So there's an endless amount of people that are working through stuff. And if you reach out and share like, hey, I'm dealing with pain or struggle or that trauma thing that happened to me in the past and is the reason I'm failing now, or I continue to use things to self-medicate now. You just kind of work through that and share it with other people. And it doesn't fix your problems, it doesn't make them go away, but it just lets everyone know that they're all dealing with something maybe a little different, and we're there for each other. And I think that's cool. I think that's what it's all about. So, peace.